Hi guys, this is Mark Shaws in the Pattern Trader. So many times I'm asked, if you're making all this money in the market, why would you bother doing all these webinars, doing all these videos, talking to people around the world the way you do? And actually, I found, beyond just seeing money balances go up and down in my account for more decades than I'd like or care to acknowledge. I found since I started the Pattern Trader, the acknowledgement I get from people around the world is one of the most gratifying things, that I've ever done. And case in point, I just recently got this comment from Nashir. I'd like to read it out. Nashir says, Mark, until I started learning from you, all the other programs that I had bought into were full of exaggerations, and I usually ended up losing all of my money. You are a great mentor, very honest and ethical. It is very clear and evident that you are not in it for the money, but you genuinely want to share your knowledge with others and you want to give back what you have mastered. Not many people like you around anymore. I'm finally starting to make profitable trades. Thank you for all your help. So Nashir, thanks. Again, I can't tell you how rewarding and gratifying that is, beyond anything that I could see in my account, notwithstanding the fact that I had a great day in the market. So one of the concerns that recently came up was somebody said, look, I really like your methodology. It all sounds great. I want to try it, but I don't really have a lot of time. I've got work, I've got family, I've got other commitments. My concern is, I just don't have time to master trading. And I think that this feeds into the notion of, ironically, why everybody's losing today. I think the word trading, it's a verb. It implies an activity. And we all feel that, if we're not staring at our screen for 3, 4, 5 hours, we're not going to be able to master something, or, we're going to miss an opportunity. And ironically, this couldn't be further from the truth. So my philosophy is that you need to be further from your screen. You need to be further from the markets. And I actually advocate that, if you're a trader and you're sitting in front of you should have a hobby, you should have a job, anything to get you away from the computer. Basically, I look at my trades twice a day. And even looking at it once a day is enough. So usually the FX markets close around 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I start looking at it around 4 p.m., about an hour before the closing. It starts telling me everything I need to know. As you guys know, I really focus on how a market closes relative to the high and low of the range of that day. And by 4 p.m., I pretty much know where that market's going to settle. And so based on the setups, based on where a certain trade has closed, I'll start, making my calculations, and usually out of, 25 different FX opportunities and maybe 25 different stocks, I'll come up with 1 to 3 ideas that come up and conform to my risk reward criteria. And then I don't just jump into the market. I will then put a pending order, either a buy stop or a sell stop, outside the range that I'm looking at. And then that's it. I'll put my stop loss and walk away for perhaps the next 24 hours. So once you've kind of mastered what you're looking for in terms of a good risk-reward trade setup, then all you need to do is put in an order that is designed to trigger it at a predetermined price. Now, I don't want to really go into the definition of a buy stop or a sell stop. You can go on YouTube or ask your broker. But it's called a pending or resting order for a reason, because it's just sitting there and it will only get triggered if that price is crossed. The nice thing is, if you're incorrect and the price goes the other way in the next session, you don't get triggered and you don't have to worry about it. But again, every pending order of mine has a stop loss behind it. So even if I'm triggered, whether it be 2 in the afternoon or 2 in the morning while I'm sleeping, there's always a stop loss behind it. And I always have good risk management. I don't risk more than 0.5% or 1% on a trade. So I don't have to worry about it. And over time, you'll find that the more time you spend away from the market, you're going to see the bigger opportunities. right? So it's looking at the forest, just looking at the trees to see the entire forest. So I am looking at the big picture because I'm looking at capitalizing on the bigger moves. So counterintuitively, you don't need to. In fact, I think it's very contrary to your ultimate success to be in front of the screen. So I actually advocate that you get a job or you spend as much time away, and you do not need much time at all. So 10 minutes at the end of the day to evaluate the trades, put in your orders, and walk away, and then you can look at it the next day. And that doesn't mean that you're not paying attention. Actually being away from the market and not watching it will actually, over time, really work to your benefit. So I hope you guys have a healthy and prosperous trading day, and I'll speak to you next time.